They look like werewolves, but are they? They stand at least 6 feet tall, covered in fur, and possess both a wolf-like head and the ability to walk upright. Whatever one chooses to call them, werewolf, dogman, or man-wolf, an astonishing number of witnesses across North America have encountered these creatures on roadsides, in the woods, and near their homes. They swear the unknown canines are as menacing as they are real. So, if these creatures aren't werewolves, what could they be? For hundreds of years, the area between the Tennessee and the Cumberland rivers at the westernmost edge of Kentucky has been said to be the home of a terrifying, unnatural creature. The beast of the land between the lakes is said to resemble a gigantic half-man, half-wolf that walks on 2 legs and has 5-fingered human hands ending in vicious claws. The creature is said to stand over 7 feet tall, with massive crushing jaws, glowing red eyes, and some even say a taste for human flesh. A widely circulated story tells of the discovery of the bloody scene inside the motorhome of a family camping in the area in the 1980s. Police found the horribly mutilated bodies of a visiting family lying in their blood-soaked motorhome, and the half-eaten body of the family's young daughter lodged in a nearby tree. The bodies were said to have been torn to pieces by an animal with massive claws. This incident was allegedly covered up by the authorities so it would not damage the tourist industry in the economically fragile region. Ever since the mid-1930s, a strange beast has been reported around Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Named for the location where it was most sighted, the beast of Bray Road has sparked fear in those who live in the area. While some remain skeptical, those who have seen it have no doubt about what it is. The creature is often described as a hulking beast, possibly a werewolf. Its name has been applied to other beasts reported in Wisconsin with matching characteristics. The Michigan Dogman is a cryptozoological creature first reported in 1887 in Wexford County, Michigan. The creature is described as a 7-foot-tall, blue-eyed, bipedal canine with the torso of a man and a fearsome howl that sounds like a human scream. According to legends, the Michigan Dogman appears on a 10-year cycle. Sightings have been reported in several locations throughout Michigan, primarily in the northwestern quadrant of the Lower Peninsula.
Got his back to me, totally black and massive built. I mean, basically like a bodybuilder. I knew what I was looking at, but I'm sitting there questioning what I'm looking at because there's no black bear or anything like it. I knew that's not what it was.
I said, man, this ain't no bear. It was the biggest wolf we ever seen, man. The head on this thing was about 3 foot wide.
This thing stood up. It didn't stand up straight. It just kind of hunched over. That's when I realized that this thing had a, for lack of a better, a wolf's head and what looked like a person's body. But I could see it. It was kind of a smoke gray color, and it had like really reflective, like yellowy looking eyes. I remember the eyes.
And his eyes, that's the main thing I'll never forget. Oh, never forget his eyes. Never forget his eyes.
Whatever this thing is, it don't have knees like a human being does. This thing has hocks like a horse or a cow or a deer or something like that.
That's when I raised my 7-mag out of 7-mag and fixing to shoot him in the face. And he took one leap and cleared, 30, 40 feet.
I knew that a human being could not run as fast as this thing was running. And I just couldn't understand what this thing was. It's keeping up with my car. It's keeping up with the speed that I'm going at, and I don't understand this. I don't understand how this thing can be going and keeping the same speed as my car.
And then the car's shaking, and when I say the car's shaking, I mean at this point, this thing has gotten a hold of the car, and it's shaking the car. I mean, just back and forth, shaking it and shaking it. Ran on all four around to my side of the car, and it's sniffing. You can hear it on the other side, and it's sniffing at that door.
As we approach it, it's almost at the wood line. It's probably 4 feet. All I had to do was take 2 steps. It's in the woods. It's safe. Instead, it turns completely around, sees us, and starts charging.
Oh, God. And it stuck its head in my window, and it grabbed hold of my door. And I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to get away from this thing, but I couldn't. You know how people describe that breath as being kind of fetid, and it seemed like I could smell blood and maybe decaying flesh as it breathed on me. It was horrible. And I know that if it wanted to, this thing could have reached right in my car window and right over to the driver's side from the passenger side, and this thing could have grabbed me and it could have drugged me right out of the car. If it wanted to, it could have just ripped my head off, or it could have leaned in my car window and it could have bit my head off. I don't know. It started to turn its head, and it looked at me. I wish that I hadn't. I wish I'd never seen it. I wish I could erase the picture of what I saw from my mind, but I can't.
Because what I had just seen ain't supposed to be real, but it is, I assure you, very real.
This was a nightmare. Completely unexpected nightmare.
This may sound harsh to some people. My suggestion to somebody that finds yourself out there with a weapon, this thing comes at you and you have nowhere to go, your best bet is to use your weapon on yourself.